What is going on, guys? Good morning. It is Ahmed and I am back today with yet another video for you all. And guys, before I dive in, thank you so much for everyone who joined us this morning on the live stream in the pre-market. We talk about some of the things that I'll be watching for today. And so I'm just coming out with this video, and it's going to be a pretty jam-packed video, guys. So I'm going to talk about some updates, some of the penny stocks that I'll be hopefully loading up on today, as I see that they have presented some decent buying opportunities. But remember, my channel is not for financial advice. I'm here just to update you guys on the things that I am doing. So please feel free to use the Discord link below if you want to join us and just see everything real time, where we talk about all things stocks. Again, no charge, no fee for the Discord. It's completely free. But if you do want to support the channel, please feel free to join us on Patreon. And so I just started a Patreon page a couple days ago. Guys, we have been just killing it. 21 members now on the Patreon. So thank you all so much who have joined us. For all the new members who did join, Jafar, Zune, and Sticks, you three, thank you guys. I did not forget about you. So thank you all for joining. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started on the video today. So Zomedica. Of course, this has been something that I've been heavily focused on the channel, but guys, with ticker symbol ZOM. So this article came out this morning from Yahoo Finance talking about earnings season. Guys, this is not something that really worries me or something that I'm even thinking about, because yes, Q4 earnings are going to be announced at some point during Q1, right? But we know what we're anticipating is Q2 earnings, Q3, Q4 of 2021, because that's when they're going to have their product, the True Forma, out and at retail stores. So, at veterinarian offices. So because it's going to be at the veterinarian offices, we know that's going to create an increase, hopefully, in revenues, which I'm hoping they're going to end up beating expectations, quarter over quarter. So we'll see exactly what happens. But again, what they kind of talk about in the article here is just a couple things that we need to remember. That yes, it's true, Zomedica's earning performance has been mixed. Looks like they missed expectations in the last 3 of the 4 quarters while meeting the same only once, which to me, that's not something that's terrible. Yes, they have some products out there, and yes, we are currently in a pandemic, and so 2020 was a pretty crazy year. But I think in addition, when they have True Forma finally launched and commercialized, that's when I think slowly but surely we'll see them start meeting expectations more often and beating earnings. We'll see what happens for Q4 earnings 2020. But again, it's not something that I'm too worried about if they don't beat it or if they miss. It's not something that will make me sell my personal shares. Remember, my channel is not for financial advice. Rather, I'm just updating you guys and educating you and entertain. And again, it's for entertainment purposes only. So in the last reported quarter, Zomedica reported a loss of 1 cent per share, while the ZAC consensus estimated a pegged at break even. So again, when it comes to these terminology and that kind of thing, I say we're not too focused on it for Zomedica, because it is again, low cap penny stock play that has strong potential moving forward in the future. So that's kind of what I thought about when I read this. You can read through it, of course. I can link it below in the description. But guys, what I kind of want to talk about is a couple updates, and a lot of people who are new on the Discord that have been telling me they're just getting into trading. That's why I'm making this video. So tune in and stay tuned throughout the entire video. I'm going to talk about ways to avoid getting burned, because a lot of people are losing a lot of money because of making simple mistakes that have very simple solutions for. So please stay tuned throughout the video. I'm going to quickly just give some updates on the things I'm watching for today. One being ticker symbol ZOM, of course, Zomedica, currently at $253 a share, down 4.89% after market opened. Yesterday it closed, let's see, it's not, bear with me here. It's not updating as I want it to, but regardless, yesterday closed around 263, 264. We saw it go up to 280 in the pre-market and pulled back since. But again, finding pretty strong support and consolidation right around, the 245 to 250 range or so this morning. So for me, I am interested in getting back into Zomedica, because I told you guys what happened was my trailing stop loss was met. So basically all that means, and that's something I'll discuss after the video today. But again, the trailing stop loss was met, and so my shares did sell, but I'm trying to find a new entry point to get back in, because I am long-term on Zomedica, but I wanted to protect my gains because I was in so early at the 40 cent mark. Also, Jaguar Health, ticker symbol GAX. Guys, we're still waiting. I'm waiting for Q4 earnings to come out. So the earnings reports are going to be hopefully in the next, we'll see, maybe the month or two. But again, Q4 earnings are anticipated to be quite fast, and hopefully they're going to be beating expectations, which is going to bring more buy-in. But still, we're waiting for expanded labeling. So nothing has changed with JAGX. I know I updated you guys in my previous video, but again, at 277, at this current price, I'm liking the prices for a potential entry point for myself. So I'm looking to maybe average up. I told you guys that I already have a well-established position, but again, because what I've seen even in the 5-day chart, which is just not working currently, no big deal. All I'm seeing again is that at 277, because I know at its high it was around $4 or a little over that, this still means that it's a good time to potentially get in before we see it continuously run up moving forward. And remember, any play I talk about in my channel that's a penny stock is risky, guys. So don't forget that. VYNE. A lot of people have been asking me, what do you think? I talked about it in the pre-market. I said 260 was a pretty good entry point. Now I know with the reverse stock split incoming, that makes it a very risky play. So please be careful when you're investing into Vine Therapeutics. If you want to hold off and wait for it to maybe first go through the reverse stock split, which again, it's going to happen very soon. That's okay if you want to do that. It's up to you. You can wait to see what happens if there's going to be a sell-off, possibly. But again, I'm not looking at Vine Therapeutics in the short term, guys. I'm looking at it in the 1 year, the 3, the 5, the 10 years down the line. So again, for me, it's a long-term hold. I keep reiterating that. I have some of these plays in my portfolio because I want to see how they grow over time. It's not something that I'm worried about with short-term volatility. With Zomedica, it's been kind of fun because again, it's been just at an upward trend ever since we started looking at it. So I think that's what makes it pretty fantastic. Started, again, 40 cents, and we've seen it almost now 6x when it gets to the $3, which I think it will hit $3 hopefully soon. So again, price targets for me are on the long term. Again, I talk about the $9 price target for Zomedica. For Jaguar Health, who knows? It depends on how much of the market they can penetrate. If they're able to expand from just the crofelemer to Mytesi being used only in the HIV patients to even cancer patients, that allows more sales of their product. So $5, $6, $7 could very well be seen with Jaguar Health. Maybe not in the very near future, but again, potentially if we see more good catalysts and good earnings reports incoming for JAGX. So guys, those are the things I wanted to talk about regarding the stock updates quickly that I'm watching for today to potentially increase my position. But the other thing I want to mention is what I talked to one of my Discord members about today, and that is things that are causing people to get burned that are just entering the stock market. Guys, I need you to be extra careful. So shout out to Dave. Dave, you know who you are. You're always showing me so much support. He's a Patreon member. He's a Discord supporter. This guy has been very, very active helping members individually. So please join us on the Discord if you want to have conversations with Dave. He's an expert trader. But again, nothing he does is for financial advice. He's just there to give people education if needed. So again, guys, things that I need you to focus in on. Please focus in on and remember so you don't get burned. So the first thing you need to understand, this is just simple. Different brokerages have different times you can buy into stocks. So for example, Robinhood, theirs is 30 minutes before market opens Monday through Friday. That's the only time you can buy on Robinhood, 30 minutes prior. And I'm only going to use Robinhood and Webull because those are the two most commonly used. But again, there's TD Ameritrade, there's Schwab, there's so many different ones. But again, with Webull, you can trade. So again, market opens 9:30 to what? 9:30 to 3 or 9:30 to 4 o'clock, pretty much, right? Every single day. So we need to understand, with Webull, you can trade 5.5 hours before the market opens. So although market opens at 9:30, you can start trading at 4 in the morning if you want to get in on a stock if some news comes out. So please understand that. That's for Webull. And also after market closes at 4 o'clock, you have 4 more hours. I should have made that more clear, but 4 more hours to trade after earnings are announced, that kind of thing. That's what gives Webull the advantage that I keep mentioning over Robinhood. So you can use the link below if you want. If you deposit $100 with Webull, you do get 4 free stocks. I just thought that would be a good place to plug. So let's just move forward. Stop losses. A lot of people have been asking about trailing stop losses, stop limit, just in general, stop loss orders. They do not work in the pre-market. They do not work after hours, and they do not work on weekends. You guys have to understand that. So if you set a trailing stop loss, understand that. And I know a lot of people have unfortunately, seen pretty dramatic, losses because they set a trailing stop loss and they were like, hey, it didn't get satisfied till the next day when the stock plummeted, or I didn't want to keep this trailing stop loss anymore, etc. So you put a GTC order, good till canceled order, but understand when you set a trailing stop loss, it's not going to work if the pre-market, shoots up and then it comes crashing back down. Your trailing stop loss is not going to work. Right when the market opens, that's when it will be satisfied. So please understand that with trailing stop losses, keep that in mind when you set them. Panic selling. Guys, so many people have been panic selling. A lot of people, when we see red weeks, red days, especially for the new investors, I am no, I am no superior to anyone else. Guys, I have panicked. I have had my fair share of panic selling. I tell everyone on the Discord, I initially started trading with cryptocurrency and I bought in Bitcoin at like $15,000 to $18,000 and I ended up selling at $3,000. Yes, I bought fractional shares or fractional amounts of Bitcoin, but still, I lost so much money and I was like, oh, I'm over this. And that made me develop a pretty bad relationship with the market. So before selling a stock, so this is what I'm trying to remind everyone. Before selling, when a stock bleeds or the market is bleeding, remember why you invested in the stock in the first place. It's just simple as that. Take a step back before you click the sell button and understand, why are you selling and why did you buy in? If you're just selling because it's bleeding for the time being on no new news, there's no negative, nothing negative that came out that said, hey, maybe it is time to get out of this play, because that will happen and that's okay. But again, if there's nothing, don't fall into the realm of panic selling, because oftentimes we'll see it bounce right back up. So this is kind of what we see with the chart. The big, long red candlesticks, if we're looking at a candlestick chart, when we see these, it's like, oh, wow, a lot of people, massive sell-offs. And so we do see that. Sometimes it's warranted, but other times it happens because people are manipulating the market and just taking profits. So please, please, please be careful. Next, fear of missing out, FOMO. These are things that you will hear over and over again. FOMO, are you buying in because of the hype? AMC, GME, Nokia. I could go, the list goes on, right? You know who you are, who ended up, going into the fear of missing out, and you got burned by it. But guys, take that as a learning opportunity. Do not hold yourself accountable for too long. Understand you're going to grow from this experience. Understand that it's okay to make mistakes in the market, but learn from them and don't make the same mistake again. So again, what do we see? There's a lot of greed and excitement. Here's a FOMO trader's experience, right? Greed and excitement. You buy way up top, GameStop at $350, $400, and then you see a huge sell-off, and then guess what? What do we see? It came right back up. More people bought in, and then you become impatient. Cycle repeats. You buy in again when it hypes up, and so you end up losing so much money along this ride. And again, you develop a very bad relationship with the market, which ultimately makes you not want to trade anymore. So guys, I'm looking at each and every single one of you. Please don't make the same mistakes that others have. Learn from your mistakes when you make them. And, please join us on the Discord if you want to just get more education about certain stock picks, certain stocks that we're talking about. And again, you'll learn from your mistakes. Don't get upset with yourself. You're only growing, right? It's like a muscle. It's like when you're going to the gym and exercising. You go to the gym, it hurts, right? You go through some painful times because you're trying to build more muscle. But guess what? You take a step back, you get out of the gym, you let all the muscles recover, and then you come back even stronger. So guys, recover from these times that you've been hit and understand that you're only learning here, and hopefully you didn't make too much of a loss where you can still make a comeback, because if you think you can't, you will. Trust me. I thought once upon a time I couldn't come back from it, but I did. So as always, guys, thank you so much for showing so much love to the channel. We're over 16,000 members strong. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, everybody, keep investing.